That took more time and effort than I originally thought it would. Hey there folks, how you doing today? Welcome back to the channel. Please bear with any background racket that you might hear throughout this production. We are on location where life happens. Sometimes there's stuff going on right out there that interferes with what we're trying to do in here. Also, it's raining outside, as you may have noticed from that little intro clip that we did. That happened just a few minutes ago. And I came inside, got dried off a little bit, and now I'm here and excited to tell you about a new product that we are demonstrating on this fine platform that you see here in front of you. Now, before I go any further, as I always like to do, I'll point out this is a safe and empty weapon. I don't have any ammunition that will fit in this rifle out here in our workspace. We're going to keep it that way for this portion of the content. Now, while this rifle may be familiar to some of you, most of you don't know what it is. In fact, I've rarely featured it here on the program other than when we demonstrated this Crimson Trace LPVO or the Crimson Trace rig rapid illumination grip that we have there on the front of it. This is my kit rifle, folks. This is the one that I keep at the ready in this box all the time. It's always ready to go. If the blue helmets if the bad guys parachuted in tomorrow, this is the one I would grab. I said all that to say this. I don't put anything on this rifle unless I believe it's a quality product. And with that in mind, I'd like to highlight for you here today this set of XTI2 45-degree offset backup iron sights that were provided to us here for the review by the folks over at XS Sights in Fort Worth, Texas. I've got some stuff written down here. I'm going to read it so I don't miss anything. So the XTI2 45-degree backup iron sights have an MSRP of $175.99. They feature a dot the eye sight picture, and that is the rear sight has a glow-in-the-dark line on it, and the front sight is a dot, and you line them up as if you were dotting an eye, a little eye in handwriting, and that's how you utilize the sights. The rear sight has a real shallow V-notch, which allows you to see peripherally everything that's going on around your sights. Works real good inside of about 50 yards. We did test it out there today in the rain. I didn't bring any targets back with me, folks. It was raining out there too hard. The papers got messed up. Just take it at face value that they work well for what they were intended to be. This particular set features tritium inserts, so they do glow in the dark. I'll put up here a couple of glow-in-the-dark photos so that you can see in low light how they look. Obviously, they're brighter in no light, but it's real hard to capture something like that with a camera. It just doesn't work quite like it does in real life. Suffice it to say, XS Sights has the best and brightest tritium sights I have ever used. In fact, I recently switched from using Ameriglow Troopers on my SHTF Tiawaki pistol to a set of the XS glow-in-the-dark sights because they are that much better. They're brighter. They're just, from a quality standpoint, some of the best ones I've ever seen. And I'm not just saying that because they sent them out to me and asked me to. I really do believe in their product. Moving back to these XTI2s, the bases are made out of 6061 T6 aluminum. That kind of helps to keep the weight down. But the actual sight blade on the rear and the post in the front are made, I'll try that in English, they're made out of CNC steel for heavy-duty use. These are battle-ready sights. One of the nicest set of 45-degree backup irons I have ever seen. I'm not just saying that. The rear sight is windage adjustable. I've got this one set just about right at 25 yards. You can drill them in there like a tennis ball at 50 yards, probably more like a grapefruit, but hey, that's still pretty good for something that you're utilizing at kind of an awkward angle. And now I'll touch on that a little bit. Again, as I said before, this is a safe and empty weapon. That's a safe and empty Dr. Pepper can. Typically, when you're going to utilize a rifle like this, you're going to shoulder it and you're going to bring it up to your eye and you're going to be looking through it something kind of like this. Now, with an LPVO, such as this one that I have here on top of this rifle, while you do have lower magnification, typically if you're utilizing an optic like this, it's made for using at distance. So let's say I had the magnification turned all the way up. Let's say I was looking at something out about 100 yards away, and then all of a sudden at 25 or 30 yards in front of me, I saw something moving. I could simply adjust from utilizing the scope to kicking over and looking through the iron sights and seeing what's going on a little closer to where I was at. So do you need a set of those on your rifle? Well, depends on what you're going to be doing with it, what you're going to be utilizing it for. But I can tell you, as far as a set of backup irons for a battle rifle, sentry rifle, patrol rifle, whatever you want to call it, I really, really think that having the tritium dots on there is a good thing. You need to be able to know for sure what it is you're looking at. You need to be able to see in the dark with your weapon to the degree that is possible. If you're going to have a set of backups, again, you want something that's not going to snag on everything. These have a nice low profile. In fact, so low here in the back, that is probably my only complaint about them is I was scared. I was a little concerned that I wasn't going to be able to squeeze that in underneath this very large tube diameter on this LPVO, but it got it in there, and I had just a little bit of room to spare. Just know it may not be compatible with all optic setups, but it certainly worked well with this one. The other thing I really like about them is they are ready to go all the time. They're not like some kind of pop-up backup that you have to sit there and manipulate under duress. All you have to do is cock that rifle to a 45-degree angle, and you're able to safely and efficiently utilize them, as you saw from the video at the intro. For starters, I am wearing earplugs. Even an old out-of-shape dad like me can pretty easily get it done, so with a little practice, any of you ought to be able to use something like this really well. Hopefully you got something out of this today, folks. I'd really like to hear your thoughts on the backup iron sights, whether or not you think they're a necessary component to a battle rifle. And if you hit them, how do you feel about the 45-degree offset versus something that sits up in front? Tell me what you think down below in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going. And again, thanks to the folks at XS Sights for sending this fine product out for our review. We give it a big thumbs up here on this channel, and we invite you to go over to their website and check out what they have to offer. Otherwise, until next time, take care and God bless.